What's that? Breaking news? No, it's just the Paper Boys rambling. Let's see what's happening in this episode.
Hey, welcome to the Paper Boys. That's Boyz. This is our 10th episode,
Ooh.
So we're becoming seasoned veterans of this whole deal. And we have talked a whole array of two things, usually football and food. And this week we're going to talk a little bit about football because we've got to clean up some things from last week's episode. If you were unfortunate enough to be tuned in, we actually had to pick the winners of the games last week. And I get the not divisional rounds, but whatever rounds they were. Conference
No, they were
rounds?
divisional.
Rounds.
They were divisional, and then this week's conference. And then
Okay, yeah, you're right. Then Super Bowl.
Yep.
So it was the Bills versus the Broncos. And the way we picked that game is Wyatt picked the Bills, Greg picked the Bills, and I was smart enough of the group to pick the Broncos.
Yeah.
And of course, they won. In the second game, it was San Francisco 49ers against the Seahawks. And for whatever reason, I think somebody changed the list. All three of us picked the 49ers.
Yes, yeah.
And I'm a Seahawks fan, but I don't get any points for that, so we all lost. So just to give you a running total at this point, Wyatt, 0, Greg, 0, Rick, 1. The third game was the Patriots taking on the Texans.
And Greg, for some reason, picked the Texans.
Yes, and seeing how you brought that up, that makes him 0-3.
Yep.
And Wyatt and I both picked the Patriots.
Yep.
So Wyatt is on the board with 1 right.
Yep.
And Rick, of course, is on the board with 2 correct. And then the third game, we had the Rams against the Bears.
This is where I catch up.
Catch up.
Catch up. You picked the Bears, by the way.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
So that makes you 0 for 4.
Okay.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
remember, you're our sports guy, okay? And then Wyatt and I picked the Rams, so actually I won the contest.
Yeah. Well, you did. You win the
What do you mean,
contest.
well, what were you going to say?
I mean, a lot of controversial calls in that Bills-Broncos games, but, that doesn't change the outcome, but, we were talking the other day, and you said that was probably not an interception.
Probably not.
Yeah.
But there was other calls in there that, I told you about the non-holding call.
That's true.
That they did in the end zone that would have made the Bills lose in overtime for a holding call.
Yeah.
I mean, that would. And then, not only that, but then Bo Nix had to go out on the field and have his ankle broken.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have had,
So I should
think
be able to
that's-
pick another game then.
That's why I
Why?
screwed up.
Well, because I have the Broncos going to the Super Bowl, and of course that's going to be tough.
Yeah.
Okay, so then we talked about who we thought could be in the Super Bowl.
Yep.
That was last week. Greg, you don't have anybody to pick from.
No.
But you think
when you go
think
0-4,
you're due a do-over. So, Wyatt, what do you think? Should
Yeah,
we have
we let him repick.
we should have a Paper Boys, that's Boyz, corporate decision making here. All those in favor of giving Greg a second chance, raise your hand. Oh, wow.
Greg rose his own hand.
Yes.
There you go.
Okay, so we will.
It's a whole new week.
For voting, though, Rick, it doesn't help the viewers when we raise our hands in here and none of them know who rose their hand, but we all rose our hand.
Yes.
We all rose our hand. It was 3-0. But, Greg, I suppose you voted for yourself for Homecoming King, too.
I sure did. I mean, every
How'd
vote
that
counts.
work out for you?
I got on. I was not Homecoming King, but I was part of the royalty.
Were you really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Congratulations.
Thank you. Well,
Homeschooled, by the way.
Again, there's details, and you don't need to. I lost out to my twin brother at that point.
Okay. Picking the Super Bowl competitors after, who we think will win this weekend.
Okay.
Okay, so who we got playing in the game then? Who do we got to pick from? The Broncos and the Patriots.
I I think the Patriots will have that one.
Okay, I'm on board with that too.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Patriots because apparently my picks last week sucked.
Well, even though I actually picked,
like the
I picked
Patriots.
the Broncos to be in the Super Bowl
Yeah.
Originally, but now that their quarterback is out because
Yep,
the Bills
yep.
cheated, I will give you a chance, both of you. I will go with the Broncos
Okay.
to beat the Patriots,
All right.
even though I'm a diehard Patriots.
Broncos have a great defense
But
this year.
I'm just going to say that.
right.
Give you two a chance. And then the other game would be the Rams and who?
Seahawks.
Seahawks. Okay. I'm going to go with the Seahawks.
Really?
Yep. Just so I can snub you guys. And Sam
Big time.
Brown has a great game and gets himself to the Super Bowl.
I have to go with the Rams. I mean, I had them in the Super Bowl on that board, but I had them winning the Super Bowl.
You did. So did I, actually, until all this stuff happened. Greg?
I think I'm gonna go with the Vikings. How's their chances?
Well, you didn't have anybody to pick from.
No.
this.
I'll go with the Rams.
All right, Rams, Seahawks. Mm-hmm. Okay, very good.
And then we have a week off after that, right? They have
I think they still
They
go,
have
they
that
went
all-
back to the 2 week.
but they have the All-Star game or
All
what?
pro,
the
all
Pro Bowl,
event
Pro
games
Bowl.
or something.
Pro Bowl, but
yeah,
it-
it's like
it's-
sandlot football.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not really fun to watch anymore.
Back in the day, it was always fun because they'd have all the other activities, and I don't think they quite do that as much now. And
And you don't want anybody to get hurt. I
Right.
get all that.
Yeah.
Too, so. All right. So next conversation, out of the norm for us, because it's been so cold and windy and a little bit of snow blowing
Yeah.
and drifting. We're going to talk about a few cold weather and snow things. So let's talk shovels.
Okay.
All right. Wyatt, you can go up first. If you had to pick a shovel to scoop your driveway, which you don't do, but if you had to, or what would your go-to shovel be?
Well, we have that one in the back that nobody knows what it looks like except for
no.
you.
The white one or
The white
orange
one.
Okay.
Yeah, because I have a bone to pick with you now.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Okay, because there was no comment on it yet today. And, being how you were making let's think about driving on your snow.
Yep.
We had that giant snow drift in the back of the office today. When I went back there and I shoveled all of that and just no comment from Rick.
So when did you do that?
Probably like 9 o'clock this morning.
Okay. Well, I was at the office at 6 o'clock this morning, and the snowdrift was still there.
Yep.
And I had a doctor's appointment in Sioux Falls at 8:30, so I was gone. Well, you apparently had someone come in and do it for you.
Oh, okay.
So I quit noticing.
Yep.
But I will after this. Okay, if you did that, well, I'm very impressed. So what shovel did you use?
I used the white one. I don't know the names of the shovels. I
Explain
guess.
white one. Is it the long?
It's one of the. It's a wider.
It's a real thick.
Plastic.
Plastic.
Yeah.
more of a pusher
Have
than
you
a
ever-
shoveler?
More of a pusher.
I don't even know what they're called. I mean, we just always call it like poop shovels. On the like for horses. The metal ones.
Scoop shovel.
Yeah, scoop shovel. Those ones are terrible for
But
pushing.
they're
stuff.
good if you have a big pile of snow at the end of your driveway that the snowplow left there and it's a day old, because they can get through there and then you scoop it out of there. They're not good for doing.
That's when
sidewalks.
I fire up my other shovel.
Yeah, it's a snow blower.
Yes, the snow blower. But no, corn
Okay.
shovel works good for that.
Yeah, that's a corn
Corn shovel.
Well, yeah, I'm talking about like those square metal ones, or like okay.
Okay, so anyway, so you're going to go with what then? That white? Now
that
that you
white.
used it.
Yeah.
They're great. They're expensive.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and they come in a variety of widths.
Yeah.
Well, because that's like I pushed snow up in Fargo for a year, and that's kind of like what we have there.
A year?
they're
I
really
thought
nice.
you said it was like twice.
It was a winter. And
They didn't have much snow that year.
Right.
it was the least snow they've had in years was that year. I
Okay.
bet. So,
Greg, and you said you're going to go with the snowblower, though, huh?
Well, yeah, but
that doesn't count as a shovel.
no, but I do. I am in the market for a new shovel because the ones I have now.
What, you going to a protest?
No, I don't think so. I have two right now that are kind of the scoop shovels, but they're a little longer. But they're always bent
Now,
in
wait
the
a second.
middle.
Aren't all shovels for you a little longer than most people?
No, No, actually, there's some. I cut the handle down.
Did you really?
No.
Gardening spade.
Yeah. But I buy the kids ones. But no, I'm looking for more of the longer push shovel because the ones I have always bend after a couple years, it
Really?
seems like.
Or
So
they
scoop the bottom. So you got to take 3 swipes to kind of get all the snow because they bow up.
Yep, I get you.
And so I'm looking for a good one, probably from like Baumgart's, those white ones that
Yep.
are real thick.
Yep, Baumgart's and Ace both
Yeah.
have
And then if you have to push it, you can push it in a pile and then get a different shovel. But
it. You can generally push it far enough
Yeah.
to get it out of the way.
Why don't they make shovels that, or maybe they do, but like when I'm pushing snow, like that kind of bow inwards, like on the actual,
Yeah, like a
Thing-
snowplow.
like a
like when
curved monitor.
no, a snowplow bows out. Right?
Correct, but there are some that have
Why don't they
the wings?
Yeah, why don't they
Like
kinda
a curved monitor.
so you're because I always feel like you lose so much snow when you're pushing long distance.
Well, don't go so fast. Just kind of, and then tilt it at an angle like it's a snowplow.
You have to gauge how much snow is going to go in your shovel. So you start either a quarter into the pile or
I get
half.
that, but wouldn't it be nice if you could just push the whole thing at once?
Well, it would be. It would be.
Ooh, boys. Okay, I go with the white one.
The white one.
My son-in-law turned me on to those things a year ago or two, and man, they're great. I love them. All right, so that takes care of the shovel. Now, I got to tell you, folks, listen to this. I give these guys a heads up maybe of some of the topics we might talk about. And I said, okay, so we talk shovels. And next one's going to be gloves or mittens.
Yep.
Oh, man. Do you want to explain this, Wyatt?
Okay, so me and Greg.
I
kinda
think
thought-
we're still right.
Yeah, well, sorry,
you're
Greg
so
and I.
wrong.
Greg and I. We thought mittens were like gloves are obviously like the heavier duty, nicer,
yeah.
meant for working class, and so I always was under the impression mittens were like those soft,
Yeah, a little more
fluffy,
dainty.
like you like. That's but like females wear to
Do you understand
like go
how-
out and stuff like that.
How out of touch
but they
with
still have the
mittens and gloves
fingers.
you are?
Yes.
But apparently mittens are just ones without finger holes.
Right.
Exactly.
That's lame.
That's correct.
That's a glove that is
See, this is what I deal
That's a
with.
children's glove.
right. Mittens to
You
me.
go out and tell that to a farmer that's out there in the brittle cold and got that chopper mitten on, keeping his hand warm, and you're going to say that's a baby or child's clothes or glove? A mitten?
Well,
It's not a-
you can't do anything with mittens.
No.
glove? Well, that's why a lot of people don't use them. It's not because they're soft. Gloves have fingers. Look at Lori drew you guys a picture.
Yeah.
Yes,
One looks like a turkey and the other looks like a head with a tumor. That's kind of, yes.
Well, that's I
Right.
get that. That's
No,
the not a tumor.
it's not a tumor. To me, mittens are
Okay.
stuff kids wear, and then they have the little string in so
Just
you
to
don't lose them.
define the question, would you rather wear something on your hands that have finger holes in them, not holes in
Right,
the finger,
right,
but
right.
that you can put your fingers in,
Yep, separates.
or the ones that group your digits all into? It has a thumb hole, and your digits are kind of all.
I would
closer.
rather have the finger holes.
Good. It's a glove.
Glove. I would rather have a glove.
I would say it would depend on the situation, but more than likely I would wear a glove.
Gloves are so much nicer. You can do everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. They can do something I want to do right now with my one finger.
Well, now that you said that,
Yeah.
I was involved in a court case at one time, and I wasn't involved in it, but I was listening to it, part
Right.
of it. And part of the conversation between the two attorneys and the divorcing couple, actually,
Oh, boy.
is one of the couples just said that her couple was giving her the finger.
The finger, yes.
And the attorney for the other guy said, was in cross-examining her and said, well, when was that? And she said, well, in January sometime. She have any idea what time?
Right.
I don't know. Well, anyway, it turns out that the temperature that day was like 13 below zero. And she said, does your husband wear gloves or mittens?
No.
And she said, well, he wears mittens when he's outside. And he gave you the finger, huh? How could you tell? And I to this day, I remember that. So anyway, gloves or mittens? Gosh, you guys.
I know.
Okay,
I know.
anyway, back onto another subject of a cold weather wear. long johns or I call it. I don't know what else to call it. So the spandex running pants.
Gore-Tex.
Well, not necessarily Gore-Tex.
Spandex to me is.
Well, yeah, that's not you and I wouldn't be wearing spandex. But anyway, long johns or the other kind.
I've never had the other, so I go long johns.
Okay.
I think spandex is easier to get your outside pants on or overalls.
Yep.
But I like the other one.
Okay, long johns.
Long johns.
Okay, well,
Just-
in this what am I working for here? Full disclosure,
Right.
I have them on today, the spandex ones. I don't know if they're spandex, but I've had them for 20 years or so,
Right.
and I love them. They're way better than long johns. They keep me warmer. And you're right, pants get on and off.
Yeah, yeah.
really
This
cool.
exact pair for 20 years?
Yes, I
Wow.
have 2 pairs at one time. I bought them, and
Okay.
I don't wear them for a lot. I mean, like for hunting.
Yeah.
Back in the day when I ran in cold weather running, they would wear them for that.
Yeah.
They're awesome. Awesome.
Yeah, it's nothing better to pull them up and down.
Yep,
So,
yep. Okay, one other quick one. Stocking cap or earmuffs?
Stocking cap.
Yeah, stocking cap.
Thank God.
I don't think I've ever worn earmuffs.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, I've always worn a stocking cap, and you don't need both.
True.
Well, and my head's a little challenged anyway, so I need to cover the whole thing, not just the ears.
So you wear a stocking cap with a mask on it, with the holes and everything?
I have, yes. Yeah.
They're handy
Sometimes,
to
yeah,
have.
those are nice.
Yeah.
Well,
Or the bomber hat. We had
Kerry Radovich was in it just a little bit ago.
came in with the bomber hat.
That was
I
a
think
nice hat.
That was a Stormy Cromer.
Those are very nice.
Yeah.
They're almost too warm sometimes because they keep a lot of heat in.
Yeah, well, you can always just take them off. It's not like they're,
No, once I
Right,
have a
but-
hat on for the day, it's on.
Do you wear? Oh, yeah. You wear like a baseball hat all the time on weekends.
Well, it's
Well,
because like
you-
if I wear a stocking cap, my hair's all messed
Yeah,
up.
because
How
your
can you
hair
tell?
is your hair is.
Oh, so
just,
you wore a stocking cap today? I take it.
No,
huh?
no.
All right, guys. So that's football and winter wear.
Yeah.
Well, you're going to watch football. All the football games are on Sunday this weekend, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Only
Well,
two.
I suppose we should just say national champions. Congratulations to who won that, by the way, Wyatt? Do you know? You didn't even watch
Miami.
it. You don't.
No, Miami lost. Indiana, right?
Yeah.
Indiana won.
University.
Yep.
Good for them. What a
Yep.
story.
Yeah. Well, you see the interviews with that kid? You know,
Which kid? The quarterback?
The quarterback.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's kind of a cool kid.
Yeah,
I think
he's
so.
I
first class.
missed it.
Yeah.
Except for
Well, you see his play to get into the end zone
I
too.
did.
Oh, that was a crazy.
crazy play, and he could very well. And I think I got to correct something. I think last week I said the L.A. Raiders.
Yeah.
Well, it's the Las Vegas Raiders now, not
Yep.
Oakland or L.A. for that.
Right.
I think they did play. Did they not play a year in Los Angeles?
I'm not for sure. I know them as the Oakland Raiders.
I
and not
thought
Las
they
Vegas
did too.
Raiders.
Los Angeles
okay,
Raiders.
so
they
I
were
was
there.
kind of right.
Yeah.
Maybe a long time ago.
Yeah.
No. It was not right before they moved to
No, they were Oakland and then Las Vegas.
No, okay.
They were in LA for
I mean, you can look it up after that, but I'm pretty sure they were Oakland Raiders and then they were the Las Vegas Raiders. They could have been LA Raiders
back and forth.
before Oakland, but
No, they were Oakland, and then they had a stadium dispute.
Oh.
Because they wanted a new stadium, so they
Yeah.
said, "Well, we'll just go move to Los Angeles." And then
Really?
that's when Las Vegas stepped in and said, "Well, we'll build you one." I've been to that stadium. I watched the Vikings preseason game in that Las Vegas
Las
deal.
Vegas one?
Craziest thing you've ever seen.
really?
No parking.
Really?
The cab driver dropped us off 3 blocks from the stadium. And then when the football game got over, everybody walks out and crosses, shut this bridge down over the interstate, or huge bridge, and tens of thousands of people are walking across the bridge, and then they get to the boulevard there, Las Vegas Boulevard, where all the casinos are, and they just disperse that way. It was crazy.
Do they?
Were you figuring out something there, Greg?
Well, I was just looking here. They say in '82 they moved to Oakland from Los Angeles. 90.
Oh, so in '81 they were the LA Raiders?
That would make sense.
Yeah.
But they were the Raiders before that. They just temporarily went to Los Angeles. Now, great football history, great deal. Anyway, hey, thanks for tuning in, Wyatt. You want to give the folks, hey, we're getting more and more viewers.
Followers, yeah.
Yeah.
So you can subscribe or follow us on YouTube, Spotify, or Apple Podcasts. Just click the follow button so you're notified every week when we post, and then get it right away.
And how about the studio? That's available if somebody wants to come in and do a podcast?
You can just give me or Rick a call at 507-283-2333.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, that's the right
How
number.
many threes did you just rattle off there?
3 of them.
Okay.
1, 2, and 3 threes.
Yep. I know
makes
that
sense.
because, well, when we're doing, somebody else has a very similar number that we
Right.
do ads for. So,
Okay.
yep.
All right. I had a guy call me just this afternoon, and we wanted to set up an appointment later on, and he said, I'll dial you. And I thought, okay, I know what he's talking about, but no one's ever said that before.
Yep.
So,
We could do a whole series on that too of
things you don't say
things you
anymore.
don't use anymore. Yeah.
Well, my best friend, roommate in college, my phone number ends in 1994, and his is 1990. So just 4 numbers off our phone numbers.
Wow.
So what?
Well, that's kind of cool. I don't know. There's thousands of people in our county, and just we 4 numbers off. Don't they do them in order?
I have no idea.
No, they do.
Okay,
Yeah.
if you say so.
Well, okay. Since we're sharing little stories, I found a neighbor of mine who has the exact next number on my license plates as I do.
Really?
And we were parked next to each other, and she goes, "Oh, we're just 1 number off." So she went in right before I did and got her plates renewed.
They do those in order too.
Well, apparently. So
Wow.
Rick is
Your whimsy, Rick, just isn't there.
All right. Till we meet again.
yes.
See you
to you
guys
later.
next time.